I just discovered that 99% of Gmail users are making 5 critical security mistakes that hackers absolutely love. These aren't complicated technical flaws. They're simple oversights that leave your entire digital life exposed. Your passwords, your personal information, even your financial accounts are all at risk because of these 5 Gmail security gaps. The worst part? Google doesn't tell you about most of these vulnerabilities, and fixing them takes less than 15 minutes. But if you don't act now, you could lose everything. Right now, your Gmail account is sending signals to criminals around the world. Every day, hackers run automated scans looking for accounts with 2 specific vulnerabilities that most people never fix. They target weak passwords and unmonitored device access because these flaws give them instant entry into your most private information. Here's what happens when criminals find these weaknesses. A password like password123 gets cracked in under 3 seconds using standard hacking software. The criminals don't spend hours trying to guess your password. They use programs that test millions of combinations per second against massive databases of stolen credentials. Your simple password becomes their golden ticket. But weak passwords are just the beginning. Hackers also exploit forgotten device access through Google's own security tools. Remember that old phone you traded in 2 years ago? If you didn't properly sign it out of Gmail, criminals can use Google's device recovery features to regain access. They simply claim they lost access to their account and use the still connected device as proof of ownership. The stakes couldn't be higher because your Gmail account contains a treasure trove of personal data. The average Gmail account stores your full name, home address, phone numbers, and often your social security number buried in old tax documents or medical correspondence. Financial statements, insurance policies, and password reset emails for your bank accounts all sit in your inbox waiting for criminals to harvest. This information becomes the foundation for identity theft schemes worth thousands of dollars. Criminals use your personal details to open credit cards, take out loans, and file fraudulent tax returns in your name. They can lock you out of your own financial accounts and destroy your credit score in a matter of days. The recovery process from identity theft takes victims an average of 200 hours and costs thousands of dollars in legal fees and lost wages. The frustrating truth is that these vulnerabilities have simple solutions that most people never implement. Google provides free tools to protect your account, but fewer than 10% of users actually use them properly. Google's Security Checkup tool can expose these exact vulnerabilities in your account right now. This free feature shows you every device with access to your Gmail, reveals password strength issues, and identifies suspicious login attempts. Most users discover multiple unknown devices still connected to their accounts when they run this checkup for the first time. Changing your password to a random character combination and using Security Checkup eliminates these first 2 attack vectors immediately. A strong password should contain at least 12 characters mixing uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols with no recognizable words or patterns. However, even with these fixes in place, 3 more critical security gaps remain that hackers exploit daily to bypass your strongest defenses. Strong passwords become completely worthless when hackers exploit the 3rd and 4th security flaws in your Gmail account. These criminals don't waste time trying to crack your complex password because they found ways to bypass authentication entirely through missing 2-factor authentication and compromised third-party app access. Accounts without 2-factor authentication face dramatically higher breach rates, even when protected by perfect passwords. Hackers target these accounts specifically because they only need to overcome a single security barrier. Once they steal or guess your password through data breaches, phishing emails, or social engineering attacks, they walk straight into your account without any additional challenges. The third-party app vulnerability creates an even more insidious backdoor that most users never consider. Remember that fitness tracker app you connected to Gmail 3 years ago to receive workout summaries? Or that productivity tool you tried briefly in 2021? These forgotten applications maintain permanent access to your Gmail account through permissions you granted and never revoked. Criminals exploit these dormant connections by targeting the apps themselves rather than your Gmail directly. When hackers compromise a fitness app company's servers, they gain access to all user accounts connected through that service. Suddenly, they can read your emails, send messages from your account, and access any personal files you've shared through Gmail. The attack appears to come from a legitimate source, making it nearly impossible for Google's security systems to detect. Old productivity apps, photo sharing services, and calendar applications become treasure troves for hackers seeking Gmail access. These companies often have weaker security than Google, making them easier targets. Once breached, every user who granted Gmail permissions becomes vulnerable to account takeover. YubiKey represents the gold standard solution for two-factor authentication because physical security keys prevent account access even when passwords are stolen. Unlike text messages or authentication apps, YubiKeys require physical possession to complete login attempts. Hackers cannot remotely access your account regardless of what other information they've obtained. Setting up two-factor authentication starts at myaccount.google.com/security, where you enable two-step verification if it's not already active. Click Add Security Key and register your YubiKey by plugging it into your computer and following the registration prompts. The system will test the key to ensure proper functionality before activation. Creating backup codes during setup prevents lockout situations if you lose your primary security key. Store these codes in a secure location separate from your YubiKey, such as a password manager or safe deposit box. Having a second physical key provides additional redundancy for high-security situations. Implementing two-factor authentication with backup codes and reviewing third-party access through Security Checkup creates an authentication barrier that stops virtually all unauthorized access attempts. However, one final security program exists that provides ultimate protection for users facing the highest levels of digital threat. Google's Advanced Protection Program represents the fifth and final security layer that transforms your Gmail account into an impenetrable digital fortress. This free program remains hidden from most users, yet it provides the ultimate protection against sophisticated hacking attempts that bypass traditional security measures. The Advanced Protection Program enforces mandatory security key usage for all login attempts, eliminating the possibility of account access through stolen passwords or compromised authentication apps. Unlike standard two-factor authentication that offers multiple verification methods, this program requires physical possession of your security key for every single login. Hackers cannot remotely access your account regardless of what personal information they've obtained through data breaches or social engineering attacks. The program adds stringent verification checks on all file downloads and app installations that connect to your Gmail account. These automated scans detect malicious software and suspicious applications before they can compromise your account security. Third-party apps must pass rigorous security reviews before gaining access to your Gmail data, preventing the backdoor vulnerabilities that criminals exploit through compromised fitness trackers, productivity tools, and social media applications. Implementing all 5 security changes creates a complete transformation from a vulnerable account to a digital fortress that stops virtually all unauthorized access attempts. Your account becomes protected against password theft, device compromise, missing two-factor authentication, malicious app access, and sophisticated phishing campaigns. This comprehensive protection shields your personal information, financial data, and private communications from criminal exploitation. The peace of mind that comes from knowing your account resists targeted attacks cannot be overstated. Professional hackers, identity thieves, and cybercriminal organizations use advanced techniques to breach standard Gmail accounts. But these methods fail against properly secured accounts. Your sensitive emails, personal documents, and financial correspondence remain private even when criminals specifically target your account. The time investment required to implement these 5 security changes takes less than 15 minutes but provides lifelong protection against evolving cyber threats. Setting up a strong password requires 2 minutes, enabling two-factor authentication takes 3 minutes, reviewing third-party app access needs 5 minutes, and enrolling in the Advanced Protection Program requires another 5 minutes of your time. Users who implement these 5 security changes join the 1% of Gmail users with truly secure accounts. They've eliminated the exact vulnerabilities that hackers exploit to compromise the other 99% of accounts. While most users remain exposed to password attacks, device compromise, missing authentication, malicious app access, and targeted phishing campaigns, secure users have closed every major attack vector. Your Gmail account becomes a hardened target that hackers skip over in favor of easier victims who haven't implemented these basic security measures. These 5 security changes transform your Gmail from a hacker's dream target into an impenetrable vault that criminals cannot breach. You need to implement these changes immediately because 15 minutes of setup time prevents a potential lifetime of identity theft recovery that costs thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours to resolve. Stop waiting and start securing your account right now. Change your password to a complex combination, enable two-factor authentication with a security key, review your third-party app permissions, run Google's Security Checkup, and enroll in the Advanced Protection Program. You now possess the knowledge to join the secure 1% and protect your entire digital life.